Right, this is a sort of review and video of how I put on my Jonny Bash SUP rail saver. I bought the jumbo kit. Sorry, this is a voiceover because the original audio is rubbish. So these rolls are the jumbo kit, as I say. They're 2.1 meters long and made of a clear plastic, almost like sellotape, like extra thick sellotape. Two rolls, 2.1 meters long, 9 centimeters wide. You get this kit with it, which is very good. A pair of gloves, don't really need the gloves. Some cleaning wipes, sort of alcohol cleaning wipes to get all the crud off your board. The board I'm putting this rail saver on is brand new, and so it doesn't need the sort of degree of cleaning you would do if you're putting it on a board you used a lot. Got to get the salt off it and the any wax you might have put on it. And then it has these little sachets of special adhesive promoter. Really no idea what's in those, but they do work. There's a detailed instruction manual there as well. So good little kit comes with it. I did get a rail saver provided with the Joby board, and I have to say it wasn't very good. The tape had already come off the backing paper in many places and had dust and rubbish underneath it. Really unusable. Didn't have the wipes, didn't have the sort of catalyst type wipes either. So all round very poor quality. But this Jonny Bash is superb, I have to say that. Never used this product before. I have never put on a rail saver before. I am a surfer who has got too old and have decided to start supping instead, so that I can still be out in the water, getting wet, doing the things that I love, and hopefully catching a few waves at the same time. Oh, there I am. So as I said, I'm doing voiceover, so don't expect lip syncing. Okay, so in a moment, here we are. We are now actually going to start cleaning the board down. This is a Joby, a beautiful looking board. Haven't used it yet because I twisted my knee the last time I went surfing, which is what made me decide that I should try something else. Been surfing since I'm 14. I was 14 and I'm now 52. So time for a change. But look, beautiful looking board, lovely big channels. This is a Joby 11'6" Piranha, I think it's called. Can't remember, to be frank. Bought from the SUP company here in the UK. So clean off the rails, get all the rubbish on. You don't want to be putting the rail saver on when there's dust and wax and things like that on it, salt. So this is the strange little sachets of accelerate. I'm not really sure what you call it, but it makes the rail saver stick even better. Now, grabbing the rail saver now. So as I say, 2.1 meters long. This is the jumbo one. My board's 11'6". So, oh, I must say, I mean, I'm new to supping, but I would imagine you only put the rail savers on boards like this, which are made out of resin and glass. So like the traditional custom surfboard type materials. So these aren't shaped by hand. I think they're made in sort of large factories nowadays rather than an individual shaper. You would have to pay a lot more for a totally custom board. But there's no point, I would imagine, putting this on your sort of big type board or obviously an inflatable. I don't know if anyone's daft enough to put rail savers on an inflatable. Possibly they are, but so this is for when the board's made out of resin. If you clonk the rail heavily with the paddle, it's going to ding the rail and is a possible entry point for water, and you don't want water getting into the foam. Most foams suck up water. So just to explain very quickly, so these boards are made out of a shaped bit of foam, and then is covered with a couple layers of fiberglass, and then they use a resin which is soaked into the fiberglass and bish bosh. This particular board, actually, one of the layers is actually a bamboo veneer, as you can see there. So right, putting the rail saver on. So it comes with a little plastic spatula. I didn't tell you that. So you see in my hand a little white rectangle of plastic. So you want the most prominent part of the rail in the sort of the middle of the rail saver. This isn't easy. This is the first time I've done it. The first rail I did was not that brilliant, and the second rail was quite a lot better. I'm sure once you've done a few, you get more proficient at it. Obviously, the board isn't a straight, the rail isn't straight, and there's a natural rocker, a curve from sort of the bottom of the board to the top of the board. And so the rail saver is either going to sort of distort on the board, or it's going to have wrinkles or uneven bits. It's just logical. If the rail was completely straight, that wouldn't be an issue. It would be far easier. Now, I'm just pointing out there was one point, this is the first rail I ever did, where there was quite a crease in it, so I actually Stanley knifed the crease out. Which should I have done it? Don't know. There's a Stanley knife, you can see it there. But it was just too big to either... I also found when I pulled the rail saver off to try and relay it, because of the sort of accelerator wipe that you use, that's very difficult to do, and leaves a bit of a visual mess as well, and discolours, so that wasn't so easy. But as you can see, I think it's a reasonable job. There's a few tiny little bubbles of air, but I can live with that. It could almost be like bubble wrap. But again, the point of the rail save, if you were to ding it, I reckon if you cracked it hard with a rock or the paddle, you're still going to get a mark in the outer resin of the board, but at least water won't get in with this sort of vinyl tape on the top of it. So it's definitely going to prolong the length of your board, or the life, not the length, the life of your board. In a moment, I'm going to spin the board around. So here we are. This is the other rail, which obviously after doing the first one, I had a bit of practice. I watched a guy do it in some shop in Hawaii. This is a garage in Helston, my man cave in Helston. And so even by the time I'd done the second rail, the process was easier, learning how to do it. And again, actually, I don't know why the manufacturer doesn't actually put it on themselves. I'm sure if they had someone in the factory who knows what they're doing, they could do it in seconds and it would be very professionally done. So unfortunately they don't, but that might be an idea. Also, if you know someone who's done it before, it might be worth paying them to do it if you want the best looking job going. But as you can see, that's not too bad. Let's just go along it. Yeah, see, that's pretty good, I think, for a first attempt. And can't wait to get it in the water and to get paddling. Got some lovely spots here in Cornwall, around St Michael's Mount, the Helford River. Oh, there's me. What am I saying? Oh, doing an impression of Morecambe Wise. If you're British, you'll know who that is, and if you're not, you may not know who it is. So I can't remember what I was saying here. Can't be bothered to lip sync. So I might have been saying, well, that's and point up there and blah 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 blah. Okay, right. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Highly recommend.